Hello and welcome back to RC Workshop. Today guys, we're going to go through my RC collection. Let's have a look what we've got. So where do I start? Best to worst, worst to best. What I'll do is randomly just pick a few and show you what I think. Like this little SCX24, by the way guys, is an absolute peach of a model. We've done some upgrades to it as well, as you all have seen in previous videos. We've got some carbon fibre going on there. We've got some brass going on there. Shall we mix it up a little bit? Oh yes, you should have known. The Traxxas Max truck, by far my favourite basher. Better than the X-Max, I would say. Just for the size-wise of it and the durability, because of the size to weight ratio, the fact that this only takes one battery to run as well. Some nice little upgrades available from Traxxas out there in a minute. I ain't going to show you too much around this truck. This has been featured in a lot of videos on my channel and still looks absolutely mean. Very, very, very good truck, guys. Well worth doing. If you want to go up there with the big trucks, this is the one to get. The Charisma MSA1E. Another fantastic little RTR 1/24th scale crawler. This thing is absolutely mint again on the track. Mind you though guys, since getting my SCX24, this has took a back step. Still a great little RTR to have in the collection. Very, very nice truck. So no collection is complete without a bit of Tamiya hanging around. And this is the Tamiya TT02. Loads of aluminium goodies on there as well. We've got the truck shell on there, the man truck. This thing is an absolute beast. Loads of fun. We've got drift rims on there at the minute. We've got lights, we've got oil-filled shocks. We've got a brushless system in there. This thing's great. This is just staying in the collection. Even if it does sit on the shelf right there next to the other Tamiya, this thing is well worth putting in, guys. And while we're talking about Tamiya, this is the Tamiya CC2. I haven't actually took this thing off-roading at all, but it is an absolute gem to have in the collection. Much better than the CC01. If you're contemplating having the CC01, try and stretch to the CC02 instead. We have put the full sound and light kit out in this as well. Check my other videos out for that in action. But this thing looks absolutely fantastic in yellow. I love the realism in the wheels as well. Although they aren't very good for crawling, this is still a great scaler to walk behind and have just a basher and crawling basically. Very, very smart truck indeed. The FTX Buzzsaw. Definitely a lot of fun. This is definitely worth chucking in your collection. Dirt cheap as well. Comes completely ready to run. And it is an absolute little bombshell, I tell you. This thing takes an absolute beating. Get one. Everybody has to have a project when working in RC. And this was an absolutely fantastic project. This thing is completely... It's just a beast. It's absolutely massive. Well old now, guys, as well. This is the HPI Savage XL, an absolute beast. So what we did with this, we converted it to brushless. We put the big dirty wheels on there. It's already got 8 shocks as standard as well. We've put the flux differentials in there as well. We put a brushless system in there. Look at that. This thing is an absolute beast. Like I say, reluctant to really throw this thing off a jump because, you know, it's an old model. But thrashing around on grass and tearing it up, this thing's definitely a lot of fun. Also, wondering how good would them wheels be on the Max truck? The boat. This thing hasn't even featured on the channel and I've had it absolutely years. This is an OBL Junior Outlaw. Loads of fun. It's all plastic, not fiberglass. Brushless on there as well, water cooled system in that as well. I think it's capable of 4S. This thing just looks mean on the shelf, to be honest. That's where it stayed for the last couple of years. The MST RMX 2.0 with the one-off custom body shell as well. Also got the odd yellow wheels on now, yellow over the other side, chrome there, chrome there. We've got the flip rainbow paint job on there as well with the brushed aluminium. Absolutely mint. Also, another project for the winter. I've built a garage for this thing as well. You can see there's a build video on this garage. The materials are made out of, really cheap as well. Going to drop a mezzanine floor in the top there. That's definitely a winter project, guys. But nonetheless, what an absolute drifter that is. And check them fans out. Ooh! The Schumacher KC Cougar with everything on it. All the carbon, all the aluminium. I've stopped racing. I don't race anymore. But if I started again, I'd take this old beast to the track. I absolutely love this. It still smells like racing as well. Good times. I've just realised I'm looking a bit like a Traxxas fan now. This is the Traxxas Slash 4x4. An absolute bomb of a truck. This was my favourite before the Mini Max came out, I must admit. You could put this thing through its paces, trust me. I have absolutely, I know it says monster on the shell, but it's a monster underneath as well. I've put all 1/8 scale running gear in this. I'm not sure whether you can see, but we have got in there 1/8 scale everything. Brushless speed control, big dirty brushless motor. It is an absolute beast, takes a beating every time. The Mini Drifter, WL Toys K989. Absolutely modded the hell out of this with carbon fibre, aluminium. Really, this was a lot of fun doing this, guys. It really ain't really where I wanted it to be honest with you. I'm going to go back into the professional mini drifters over winter and build a drift track right behind me in the floor in the RC room. But this has been a lot of fun. I think this still cost under £100 to build, with all the alloy and carbon on there as well. I still ain't even upgraded the shell on it yet. Still to print off more 3D printed parts. And just to match as well, I've still not mounted the Hoonigan 3D printed body. This thing took forever and a day to print. Still going to go on there though, guys. I still will get round to it. You know, you got to give yourself plenty to do in the winter, ain't you? But nonetheless, really smart model. Enjoyed doing that. I think it's time we started adding some real crawlers to the mix. This is the Demon SG4. Loads of aluminium on it, guys. This truck is a keeper for my collection. I just want this to keep ratting down as much as possible, losing parts every time I go out. Basically, guys, got a solid hard shell on there. The whole thing is an absolute bomb-proof beastie. It's so heavy as well. I've weighted the wheels as well. Got loads of weight in there now. We got the Hobbywing Fusion brushless system in there as well, in the engine bay. Love this truck. It would take an awful lot to get this truck off me. It's staying in the collection. What could be next? It's the downright dusty Tamiya Madball. This is Tamiya Madball Overkill. Literally got some big beastie 1/8 shocks on there, front and back. We are still going to be doing this one, guys. We managed to even get some 1/8 scale buggy wheels on it as well. We've done the custom roll cage. This was going places. I just got a lot on, so the project had to go on the back burner. Nonetheless, we could still chuck a brushless system in that and have it whizzing around the streets within a matter of minutes. But yeah, this thing is still on the bench. Still things to do on it. It actually looks really cool. I might start this thing back up. The Mini Tamiya lunchbox. This was probably my biggest waste of money and time ever. I've done a live build on this. I think I built it in 2 hours. This thing's just really bad. The steering, it leans instead of steers. I thought it would be a lot of fun. Literally all it does is stays on the 2 rear wheels. So there's no steering anyway. Avoid getting one, guys, because it'll sit on the shelf and gain dust. Looks cool though. Not cool though. The Gmade R1. Whoop! This thing is absolutely amazing on the shelf because I just can't take it out. It's just too nice. I actually wanted one of these for years. I managed to get one and it was full to the brim of hop-ups, and I just can't be the one to scratch it up. It's actually gaining dust, guys, but look at look at it. This thing is an absolute work of art, but I just can't scratch it up. I might need to. Let me know in the comments if you think I should just scratch it up, stop being a wuss, and use this thing. The only reason I've not took it out is because I don't want to scratch it. It is an absolute beast. all the red on it and the anodize is all upgrades instead of stock. And this thing, I have used it actually in the snow. It was a lot of fun. I've used it indoors and it was a lot of fun. Should I just go and get it muddy and dirty or whatever? And I mean, it should last because these are upgrade parts, but what a beast. The FTX Tracers, dirt cheap, ready to run. These things are brilliant as well. Honestly, guys, if you've not got one of these, you need to get one of these. Stick it in your backpack, because if this thing breaks while you're out and you've got this in your bag, you've still got something to do as well. Absolutely brilliant for the money. Very, very good model. Well worth getting. The Tamiya Mini ML3 burnout car. This thing has also been a lot of fun. This has entertained me for hours. It's staying in the collection. We will get a burnout without stripping that gearbox out momentarily. Momentarily? Yeah, I said it the second time. The FTX Ibex. Absolutely brilliant. Loads and loads of fun. This thing works any way you take it. Rear wheel steer, front wheel steer, crab steer. This thing is an absolute beast out the box. It looks like a little monster as well. Definitely a lot of fun. Definitely well worth getting. I keep saying this, but there's a reason I bought these models, because I wanted them and they're worth getting. But this thing, though, has been in my collection quite some time now. It always ends up coming out on the crawler course. This thing is fun. The Traxxas Summit 1/10. This thing ain't even made it past the garden, but is this like my 5th Traxxas Summit now? It's the beast though. This is where the TRX4 span from, with the lock-in diffs back and front. We've got LED lights on there as stock. We've got nice big squidgy tyres. Look at the size of them. This thing is absolutely brilliant. I've had a lot of fun with these in the past. I've took them into brushless conversions as well. We've still got the paperwork on the speed control. But look at it. Wow. Integral shocks. Look at this. Wow. Absolutely mint. We will get this thing out in action. I'm not going to bother doing an unboxing video because there's too many of these on YouTube right now. But it is an absolute beast of a truck. Do you think I need some armour in this collection or what? Let me know below what you think I should get. The WPL Mini rear wheel drifter. It's not a drifter yet, but it's actually fun as it is with rubber wheels. We've still got a lot to do on this. The bed is full of 3D printed parts, ready to drop on it. I've got so many projects on the go, guys, but the cheap ones are just going to have to hang on. But I do love this. This is the little K truck, if I remember, the D series. Absolutely brilliant. Again, what can I say? It looks awesome. I hate to admit this. Because I do love my SG4, the Traxxas TRX4, the undisputed champion of crawling. This thing will take some beating. Not just beating as in take a beating. This takes a lot of beating to actually get somewhere crawling wise. It works really, really well. This is a full TRX4, so we got front and back locking diffs, not the sport one. I like the 2-speed gearbox, I'm sorry. Because I'm a basher at heart as well. This thing is good to stick into 2nd speed and have a bit of a bash around with when you find a bit of mud or some jumps and things. TRX4 Defender though, absolutely mint. I love it. And by the way, I have dropped 2.2s on there as well. Let's see how this thing performs next time I take it out. So there you have it, guys. That was just a brief look at my models from my collection. Let's say I get a lot of inboxes just saying, why don't you get a TRX4 instead of the SG4? Why don't you get a Traxxas Max truck? Well, there you go. I've got them. Check out my other videos if you want to see them in action. Apart from that Summit, that has not been out yet. And the little R1 in the corner there. Anyway, guys, thanks for watching. Hit that subscribe button. Give it a thumbs up or a thumbs down. And I'll see you on the next one. See ya.